Good tough game on the road. I thought our guys, I thought we battled throughout the ball game. Let them jump out a little bit. Fought our way back in it. Had some opportunities. Didn't fully take advantage of those opportunities and came up a little bit short. I like our effort. I just didn't like the execution. There were some opportunities to do things a little bit better in all three phases, and we end up coming up a little short. So wouldn't be surprised if we see this team again. And depending on how we do and they do over the next 3 weeks, that'll determine whether it's at their place or ours, because they're now a half game up on us. We had a plan, put a plan together. We ran it pretty well throughout the night. Not bad. I can't speak to that one particular play. I know. Look, I trust our guys. We go make plays, and we just didn't make enough tonight. We had some missed opportunities. I thought we had several drops throughout the night. I thought we had several opportunities where we didn't get the ball where it needed to be throughout the night. And, how much does the weather play a factor, the momentum of not doing it early in the game? I don't know. But we didn't throw it and catch it the way we typically do. And we'll have better days for sure doing that. We hung in there, made some plays, had some shots, certainly had come out in the second half and get a couple turnovers and then force them to punt several times in a row. And we just, kept knocking on the door. We just didn't get enough done there. Snap was a little off and didn't handle it well, didn't get it down, and missed an opportunity there. So we had some missed opportunities throughout. We had the big punt return. That guy's really a dynamic returner, and questionable ruling on the guy going out of bounds on his own. I disagree with the view I had, but it was called, and so we had a re-kick to a really dangerous guy, and that, we didn't want to kick it in the middle of the field. We're trying to get it to the sideline or out of bounds, and we just missed that one, and he's too dangerous to give him that many opportunities. The field conditions, I thought the field was in pretty playable shape. I thought it was pretty good. I think both defenses played pretty well in the second half. You have to give them credit for holding up there with the onslaught. We get a couple turnovers right there in their territory, and weren't able to do enough with it. I think we ended up with 3 points out of those two turnovers right there knocking on the door. So that was obviously an opportunity for us to, get all the way back in the ball game, potentially tie it. So anyway, we were knocking on the door the whole second half. I think we ended up with 3 points in the second half, and we didn't score enough. Yeah, I think we've got a good team. Well, we battled hard. We'll get ready for the next one. All in all, other than it just being, a little cool, it was. I don't think the weather was a huge factor in the ball game. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just feel pretty confident that both of our teams will end up in the playoffs. There's still 3 games to be played. How it ends up, we'll see. But certainly they have a leg up right now. They did enough to win the 2 games we've had with them this year, and for now, that's all there is to the story. They've earned that, and we'll just look to get back on the right track next week.
It was definitely a bad night. There's no getting around that. I hate to have the bad night come on this one, right? Out of all the games that we've had, but obviously we didn't do enough. We all took turns, and I feel very responsible for that because as the leader of the offense and the team, I feel sick to my stomach, when we put something like that out there on film, and it hurts. I can promise you that. I put too much time into this to go and do something like that. I knew what they were going to play. I knew what they were playing every snap. I saw their guys. There was even one where, Barry would have knocked Crab out, so I had to throw it away. So I saw what they were doing. It's just that's why it's frustrating for me. Obviously it was cold, but it wasn't something I was thinking about. I felt warm the whole time. I thought we had a good plan on the sideline and those kind of things. So, to be honest, I didn't feel like the weather was the reason. It was really just because of us not playing well. There's obviously a potential to play again, which is awesome. But they've beaten us twice. So yeah, they've had us, and so it's frustrating It's really frustrating for me because you know what to expect, and you go out there and you see it, and we don't get it done. That's the frustrating part, is that we know what we're going to get and we didn't get it done. So you have to give their players a lot of credit because they played very well. It sucks. It's a tough feeling, but it's the NFL also. Days like that are going to happen. I've seen it happen to the best of players and teams every year. It's like, how did that happen? Kind of one of those things. So the great thing about it is that everyone in that locker room was, hey, we got punched in the mouth. Now we got to respond, and everyone locked arms. Everyone said, hey, I got your back. Everyone's telling them I got their back. You can hear it all going on. And I'm sure you guys probably heard some of it, but there's no doubt, that we're going to be all right. It's just frustrating, man. To be honest, it has nothing to do with the first game, second game. We didn't play well enough. I always feel like we're going to be all right. There's never a moment in me where I'm like completely devastated or completely like, down, like, oh, here we go. It's, I always feel like, oh, and as soon as we get a run or as soon as we hit a pass, it's like, okay, here we go. And then it would just stop, and so that was frustrating. But, I think the best drive we had all game was the first half. At the end of the first half, we, marched down there and then, ran it in at the end. So, that felt good. But, not much else after that. Obviously we played awful. It wasn't good enough. But I'm not worried because I know the guys in that locker room. I've been with them since, since training camp, since OTAs and those things. And I'm not worried one bit. It just sucks. We have to, take it. You got to take the punch. But I'm not worried. I think we're going to bounce back just fine.